number 1 qualifier. Jay Payne, his car is flying.
Well, they qualified number 1 with a 5:52. Quickest ever lap. There's the Thunder Slug. Look at the new blower sitting on top.
The new Whipple. Beautiful burnout.
Oh.
And here comes the Pizza Hut car. Roberts qualified number 16. Payne number 1. Previously, Bobby Taylor had gone 5.555, and so had Rick Santos with a blown Federal Mogul Dragster. Still the quickest run of all time by Keith Stark at 5:38, and the record by Kristen Powell at a 5:44. No doubt, Bob, sometime this year, maybe at Dallas next weekend, or possibly at Raceway Park, my home track in New Jersey, we might see a Federal Mogul Dragster go a 40 with a blower.
Hey, you can never tell. Got the new Whipple Charger sitting on top of Jay Payne's machine. It has an integrated injector hat into the blower case. Rather than being a separate unit, it is all integrated into one. Greg Roberts been on a bit of a tear this year campaigning here in Division II, winning a runner-up on the Division II level. So Roberts, although a number 16 qualifier at only 5:78, Jay Payne, the past Division II champion, knows that this guy is a runner.
And Jay Payne has not won a Federal Mogul Drag Race Series this year. Runner-up to Bobby Taylor just a couple weeks ago at The Rock, which was rescheduled at the Fram Nationals. Let's see if Payne can run another 50 right here.
You're cheating.
I know. I realized that after I said it. Where's your dollar?
On Payne. And Jay Payne thunders on through 5:57, 255 miles an hour out of the blown alcohol car. Now, we talked about the new Whipple Charger sitting up on top. Jay Payne will take on Mike Gunderson in round number 2. Grath taking on Michael Bartone in round number 2 as we work our way through the second round pairings.
Dr. Torsveit takes on Cliff Bazzelli. Randy Parks takes on Sean Bowen. Lane choice going to Randy Parks, and also going to Cliff Bazzelli over the doctor. That's amazing. Federal Mogul Dragster next up. Here come the floppers. The number 1 qualifier with the help of that man right there, Steve Boggs.
Oh, he's incredible.
A 2-time Winston champion crew chief for Joe Penland 2 years ago, Tony Bartone last year, and he had a single run.
And the reason he had a single run, we had 15 cars. In a 16-car field, one runs 16. There is no number 16, so we have the Winston champ, Roger Dean Motorsports, Quaker State, Pontiac.
.572, 248, the low ET run of the weekend so far. For Tony Bartone, he's got some great help. Steve Boggs, Grant Stoms, a former Top Fuel racer out of New Jersey. The folks from Quaker State, Roger Dean Chevrolet. And Roger Dean, some of the folks from there, Park Miller, who's the head of the motorsports division at Roger Dean Chevrolet, told me at the Fram Nationals they're looking for a fuel sponsor, hopefully sometime later this season, and that would be awesome for Tony Bartone.
He wants to do it, but he also realizes how expensive it is, and if they can put the program together, they'll be there in a heartbeat.
Even though he had a twin-turbo Porsche in the pits most of this weekend. He has the best street cars at any national event.
Do you know why he bought the Porsche?
Tell me why.
So he could save miles on his Lamborghini.
That's right, I heard that. The Lambo.
Must be tough.
Yeah, it must be nice. Next up, it looks like Donna Duckin, a newcomer to the Federal Mogul Funny Car Series from Virginia, ready to take on a 2-time Winston champion, a guy from Morganville, New Jersey, Frank Manzo.
Manzo got off on a hot start earlier this year.
Ooh, he was hot.
Took the Winter Nationals out in Pomona, California. Followed it up a couple weeks later at Phoenix at the ATSCO Nationals there. Since then has cooled off just a tad, but never a car to count out.
Well, Frank blew up a lot of stuff. There's John Glade, the crew chief. A guy's been with Frank Manzo for a long time. I'm probably the only person left in drag racing who has seen John Glade made license runs in a funny car back in like 1976. Motor comes to life. He runs all the Brad parts. You'll often find Shelly Anderson and Jay Payne in his pit area helping out.
They did at Phoenix when he was blowing everything up. I mean, it was absolutely thrash city for Manzo there.
And that's Donna Duncan's car with the help of Mike Murphy. The Oldsmobile coming up, ready to do the burnout here in round number 1 of Federal Mogul Funny Car. Manzo was number 2, Murphy number 15 in qualifying. Just think, if there was a ride like that, how long the line would be.
In a heartbeat. Frank Manzo at the wheel of the Kindle Oil Super Winch Mopar Dodge Avenger bodied car. Talked to you earlier about him taking the win at Phoenix, taking the win at Pomona. But you're right, he wounded a lot of pieces early this year. And those are not easy pieces to come back and recoup from, because you've got your combination, you've got everything set up, you go into the start of the season ready to roll. And now all of a sudden you're already scraping on parts after a couple of races. It's tough to recoup and recover. Frank will do it. Very tough. Former Winston champ. But it definitely slows the program down for just a little while.
Frank lost in round number 2 at the Maxwell Gator Nationals. Lost in round number 2 to Bob Newberry at the Fram Nationals just 2 weeks ago, but he has yet to run a point race, and that has been his strong suit the last couple years for Manzo. He can get down any racetrack. He's a great driver. Duncan in the far lane, Manzo in the near lane, the Kendall car. Round number 1, Federal Mogul Funny Car. Beautiful run by Frank Manzo. 583, 249. Great sound effects from Manzo. Lots of RPM at the starting line for Manzo and Newberry. Donna Duncan slows up to a 10:45, having all sorts of problems there.
Mind if I sit down? I don't have your energy.